Let me tell you a story about how a woman with a fishing rod, an old cabin, and a land grant from 1946 brought an entire HOA to its knees. I had just reeled in a decent-sized trout when I noticed something red slapped on my cabin door. A bright, obnoxious eviction notice from the Homeowners Association, warning me I had 72 hours to vacate. Or else. Thing is, I don't belong to any HOA. Never signed up. Never paid a dime. I built this place with my late husband before the lake even had a name. We raised our kids here, buried a dog under the birch tree out front, and watched the world spin faster while this patch of earth stayed exactly the same. And now some power-hungry woman named Cheryl Gates, self-declared HOA queen, wanted to kick me out over my dead porch swing. At first, I thought it was a mistake. But then I saw Cheryl's signature at the bottom and knew this wasn't a clerical error. It was a power play. See, Windmere Shores, the upscale development down the road, had recently tried to expand their private marina. They needed more lakefront. My lakefront. And Cheryl, with her yoga pants and laminated rules, thought she could bully me off it. I didn't shout. I didn't stomp. I walked straight to my old trunk and pulled out the land grant signed by a judge in 1946. It detailed every inch of my family's ownership, the cabin, the dock, and get this, the land the HOA clubhouse and their precious parking lot sat on. But that wasn't enough. I needed backup. So I drove to see Ed Callahan, a retired county surveyor with more land maps than teeth. He squinted at the grant, then laughed so hard he nearly knocked over his cat. "Oh, they messed with the wrong lady," he said. He notarized the old survey maps and offered to testify if it came to that. Still, I needed legal firepower. So I called June, my friend's daughter who'd just passed the bar. Young, hungry, and allergic to nonsense. I gave her the documents, and she practically lit up. "We can file a quiet title," she said. "It'll force the county to recognize your deed officially and shut them down." While we prepared the paperwork, Cheryl didn't slow down. She sent out fines, posted no trespassing signs, and even hired security goons to fence off my driveway. One morning, I found a crew hammering posts right in front of my truck. When I confronted them, Cheryl pulled up and claimed it was all to protect community property. I told her the only thing she was protecting was her illusion of control. She smirked and said, "The HOA will proceed as planned until a court says otherwise." Well, court said otherwise. At the hearing, June presented everything: the land grant, Ed's maps, and even a zoning rejection from 10 years ago that showed the HOA had tried to build on land they didn't own. Cheryl's lawyer tried to dismiss me as a squatter with a sad story. But then Doug, one of her own board members, stood up and dropped the bombshell. Cheryl had been using HOA funds to pay companies she secretly co-owned. Landscaping, security, even clubhouse maintenance, all funneling money to her brother's firm. The room went dead silent. The judge didn't hesitate. He ruled the land grant valid, ordered the HOA to vacate all unauthorized structures within 60 days, and referred the financial fraud to the district attorney. By the time I got home, Cheryl had resigned. The HOA board was dissolved, and the county sent crews to tear down the illegal fences. My neighbors, most of whom had been too afraid to speak up, started dropping by. Some brought pie. Some brought questions. One asked if the lake would still be open to the community. Only if they bring good vibes and don't try to find me for my flower pots. I joked. I hung a wooden sign at the dock that read, "Welcome to Willow Lake. Community access by invitation of the owner." Underneath, in smaller print, "Be kind to the land. Be kind to each other." So yeah, the lake is mine. But more importantly, the truth won. I didn't need a badge or a title, just grit, history, and a lawyer with a laser printer. Now let me ask you, have you ever dealt with a power-hungry HOA? Drop your story in the comments. I read every one.